Hello. We learnt about four different kinds of sentences in the previous video. We now take up yet another classification of sentences, affirmative and negative sentences. Let's first discuss the meaning of an affirmative sentence. What does affirm mean? Affirm means to confirm or ratify. Affirmative is an adjective, so that is why an affirmative sentence or a statement expresses or confirms the truth of a statement or declaration. That means if you make a sentence, it confirms the truth of that statement. It conveys a positive meaning, implying yes, and is therefore also called a positive sentence. You will understand this better when we take a few examples. Martin is here. Now, what does this sentence tell us? It confirms the presence of Martin. Martin is obviously the name of a boy or a man. And when you say he is here, Martin is here, it means that yes, Martin is here. Now, we don't have to say yes, but that's what is implied. Reena lives in a big house. Now, this is also a statement which confirms a particular fact. And what is that fact? That Reena lives in a big house. Because obviously somebody who knows about it has made this statement. The lush green fields look beautiful. Now, this statement also confirms the declaration that the green fields look beautiful. So, in all these sentences, actually yes is understood. We don't have to say yes, Martin is here. Yes, Reena lives in a big house. We don't have to say it, but that is implied. So, an affirmative sentence confirms whatever has been said in the sentence. Now, what are negative sentences? They are just the opposite. What do? They express a denial. While the positive sentence tells you yes, here negative sentence is telling you no, it is expressing a denial. It conveys the absence of something. So it is not conveying the presence, it is conveying the absence of something. And how do you do that? It is done with the use of negatives like no, not, never. So when you find these words in a sentence, either no or not or never, you know that it is a negative sentence. Let's take a few examples. There is no water in the jug. No water. So when you use the word no, what does it mean? It shows very clearly that there is an absence of water in the jug. That means water is not present in the jug. Fred couldn't reach in time for the competition. Now here also see the word couldn't. What does couldn't? What does it mean? It actually could not. So the use of that word not tells you that it is a negative sentence and it confirms that Fred was not present there at the time of the competition. He couldn't reach there in time. I have not submitted my exam form. In this sentence also we can see the word not, which shows that the exam form has not been submitted. So this is a negative sentence. In fact, there are three examples that we have gone through now. All of them tell us that something has not happened or something is not present. Now, how do we change or convert a positive sentence into a negative sentence or vice versa? So, let us take the first case, that we are changing from the affirmative, that means positive, sentence to a negative sentence. Now, this can be done in two ways. First one is easy because we are changing the sentence with a change in the meaning. Now, this as we go through the example, you will find it is quite easy. See this affirmative sentence. The bus has arrived. Now here when you read the sentence, you know immediately that there is a confirmation. It is a positive statement saying that the bus has already arrived. Now if you want to make it negative, what do? The bus has not arrived. So this is very simple. You are just adding the word not and you make it negative. The bus has not arrived. But one thing you must remember, when you do this, you have actually changed the meaning of the sentence. It has become just the opposite. So this has to be kept in mind. See another affirmative sentence. She is a good tennis player. Now this is positive because you are saying that she is a good tennis player, and when we make it negative, it becomes she is not a good tennis player. So we have inserted the word not and made it a negative sentence, but the meaning, as I told you earlier, is just the opposite. Now we take the reverse of this, where we have a negative sentence and we want to change it into an affirmative sentence. So what is the negative sentence? Hari doesn't like mangoes. Doesn't mean does not. So the word not is there. So doesn't like mangoes. What is the affirmative? We just remove that negative word and we make it Hari likes mangoes. Here also the meaning is just the opposite. We have one more sentence. It is not raining. And but to make it positive, to make it affirmative, we remove the word not and we say it is raining. So in these examples, we have seen a conversion of the sentence from affirmative to negative or vice versa with a change in the meaning. Now let us take a situation where we make the change in the sentence structure, but the meaning remains the same. So let's try this out. So this is a bit tricky. So first, what you have to do when you get a sentence, read it carefully and try to understand the meaning of the sentence. Then you try to locate the verb. As I've told you before, the verb is very important in any sentence because it tells you the action. So you look at the verb, identify it, and look at the modifiers of the verb. And then you have to look for a word which has an opposite meaning. Now when we go through the example, you'll understand this better. First, we are converting an affirmative sentence to negative. The affirmative sentence, the boy is unkind. Now is unkind. So what do we have to do now? We have to make it into a negative sentence, and to do that we introduce the word not. So we say the boy is not kind. So instead of unkind, we have changed the word and made it not kind, but the meaning is the same. Whether you say the boy is unkind or you say the boy is not kind, the meaning remains the same. Take another sentence. The teacher is always on time. This is an affirmative sentence. When we change it to negative, what happens now? Always on time. So what has been done now? The teacher is never late. So instead of always, we have made it never. Instead of on time, we have made it late. So always on time, never late. Both mean the same. So the meaning of the sentence is actually the same. Now let us convert a negative sentence into an affirmative sentence. Negative. You have not done your homework. The minute you see not, you know it is negative. You have not done your homework. Now how do we make it affirmative? You have failed to do your homework. Not done, failed to do mean the same. So we have changed the words, replaced not done with failed to do. Another negative sentence. She was not happy with her exam results. And to make it affirmative, what have we done? We have replaced not happy with unhappy. She was unhappy with her exam results. So this is how you Change the words in such a way that the meaning remains the same, but a negative sentence becomes an affirmative sentence, or vice versa. Take one more example. I have met her only a few times. Now you must understand the meaning. I have met her only a few times. Now what kind of sentence is this? Since there is no, not. So what is this sentence? It is a affirmative sentence. Now we have to make it into a negative sentence. So what do? I have not met her often. So only a few times, not often. Both mean the same. And that becomes a negative sentence. So we have to understand the meaning of the sentence which has been given or which we are reading, and then change it into the other form, keeping the meaning intact. So now we have discussed the different types of sentences with examples. This knowledge helps us to frame clear and precise sentences and to improve our power of expression. Now take a quick test on TeachYaar.com to revise what you have learned. To take the test, scan the QR code with your mobile device or click on the link below the video which has been given in the comment section. Subscribe to the TeachYaar YouTube channel for notifications.